This adventure supported by Lacie, Indeflate, cross-country insurance, brought to you by the financial consultants Netsure. In this episode, Bruce, John and myself head for the Nyamepi campsites. We experience some wild encounters alongside the mighty Zambezi. And Mana Pools claims more than one victim. We make a maintenance stop in Harare and make the big push to adventure a World Heritage Site.
Welcome to Snamatela.
We've just come off of the cut line. Leaving the Chitake campsite, we decide to ignore the Tracks for Africa map routing and turn right instead of left. This drive would take us a full day to do, as we travel 75 kilometers to reach our destination for a 2-night stay at the Nyamepi campsites. The Mucheni campsites would be our last 2-night stop in the Mana Pools National Park.
So it's been an absolutely fantastic mid-morning. The time now is 1:30. The maps told us to go left to go to Nyamepi. We obviously went right. We saw a really impressive baobab tree in the middle of the road. And just enjoying the drive. We haven't seen too much in the way of wildlife other than the lions this morning, but yeah, let's see how the drive goes. I'm loving it.
Bruce, John and myself are excited to be on the roads of this wild place. Every moment here has everything to do with adventure shared. So we've been on the road for quite a bit of time now. And yeah, what an awesome track that leads us all the way down to the Zambezi. I mean, we've gone through so many mopani forests, and even now we're still surrounded by mopani trees. But we've just found this little pond, an oasis. It's the first bit of water we've actually seen so far on this trip. In terms of size, it's quite big, and it looks like the ideal spot to do game viewing, hey? And I see quite a lot of activity on the water's edge with regards to spoor and footprints left by animals that do come down to drink and use this waterhole. But it just looks splendid. We've got massive cloud build-up. The cumulonimbus clouds are building up, so we might even get rain. If I'm honest, we might get rain. But we just pulled up now. We're going to have a bit of lunch, and yeah, what a trip.
Burgers. What's happening there, bud? This was bought specially for Ryan. It's called a Ring of Fire. Ryan tends to like his food a little bit hot. I hope it doesn't refer to what happens tomorrow.
I also hope it doesn't refer to the Ring of Fire as in the Ring of Fire tomorrow morning. We got to dig a bit of hot stuff. And yeah, Jono is trying to convert me and bring my inner Indian out. So, hey, I look forward to his Ring of Fire. Not his Ring of Fire, but the Ring of Fire.
Driving in this part of the Mana Pools has to be something we all get to experience at least once in our lifetime. This simply is some of the best adventure overland driving experiences I've had to date. With a sense of the wild at every corner on some rough roads, the trip just gets better and better. We drive through forests, several ecosystems, and cross more than a few dry riverbeds. And, well, I am in my element. It's not very often that a track has the ability to pull my attention away from looking for wildlife. But this drive is just something else. Another long day's drive as we pull into campsite 17 at the Nyamepi campsites. Setup, prep and cook is simply magic, with the sounds of hippos calling in the distance.
We are here on the mighty Zambezi, and the three of us have camped and set our tents on literally 2 meters, 3 meters from the shoreline of the mighty Zambezi. Behind me we've got an elephant swimming across the Zambezi and heading to the island, which I think is actually no man's land. I don't know if Zimbabwe owns it or Zambia. And the big gomos or mountains in the background, that's Zambia. And I tell you, in fact, let me not tell you, let me show you. Have a look at this.
The Mana Pools National Park feels so very different to most national parks I've visited. It is a wilderness that I am unfamiliar with. Located in the northern part of Zimbabwe, Mana Pools National Park is a wildlife conservancy area of 219,600 hectares. The word Mana is derived from the Shona language, which means four, and is significant to the four large permanent pools formed by the meanderings of the lower Zambezi River. This national park is located in what is termed the lower Zambezi area, and as such is subject to the rise and fall of the Zambezi River below the Lake Kariba dam wall. The result of this makes this area a reliable water source to the many large numbers of wildlife that frequent the area. It is renowned as one of Africa's best game viewing regions. Mana Pools is one of the world's best preserved natural ecological areas, and based on its pure wilderness and shared size with the Sapi Safari Area and Chewore Safari Area, it was designated a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1984, constituting an area of 676,600 hectares. So I think it's night 7, waking up early every morning, 5:30, 6 o'clock. Yeah, it starts to catch up, you know. I think we've also had a couple of days long driving, so yeah, I'm beginning to feel a bit tired, but really exciting. John and I took a game drive today. I drove shotgun with Jono in his Fortuner, and every night we've heard lion, every night we've heard hyena, since we've been in Mono pools. And tonight we got a visit from a big bull elephant, and it's really nice to see. We've also had hippo swimming up and down the banks of the mighty Zambezi river, and they've all been going off in the background, which is, yeah, just phenomenal. The night sounds here are, oh wow. But I'm looking forward to what tomorrow brings. But until then, I'll see you tomorrow.
The 2 mornings that we had at Nyamepi is simply stunning, but beware this little fella and his gang of merry thieves. At the crack of dawn, they will begin to test your determination on keeping your eyes closed and hostile natures in check. The monkeys in this area, like most, are real opportunists and literally need a second to rob you blind of everything you deem essential when doing long overlanding trips. Keep your doors and windows closed and anything else covered when these little guys roll into camp. Morning, and being our last morning in Nyamepi, it's bittersweet actually, but we head on to Mucheni today, which I'm really excited about. I've never been to Mono pools, full stop. So in Nyamepi, what do you need to know about Nyamepi? The ablution facilities are, if I were to score it out of 10, I'd give it a 5. And the only reason I give it a 5 is water is not always guaranteed. Unfortunately, they've got an outside water storage facility, and yeah, I would imagine the elephants knock that. So Nyamepi, overall a really beautiful campsite. Look, there are a lot of campsites, and we stayed or were booked at number 9, which to be honest is not a great campsite. So we stayed at number 17, which was excellent. They've got water taps that are dotted around the campsite. We used those to clean this morning, for example's sake. You get hyena in camp at night time, you get elephant, hippos, everything comes through that camp. So you need to be very cautious and very vigilant. The Mucheni campsite is 12 kilometers from the Nyamepi campsite. The drive is easygoing, but keep a lookout for stumps on track. This area has large mahogany and wild fig trees that will dwarf the vehicles you drive. Take the opportunity to stop at waterholes and take the odd offshoot road from the main track, as the game viewing opportunities are superb.
Monopools is known as the land of giants. And meet the official YouTube elephant legend, Boswell. Boswell gained international notoriety on account of him being able to stand upright on his hind legs to grab at branches and fruit out of reach of the other elephants. He is one of 7 elephants in the Monopools National Park that has been collared by the Bush Life Support Unit in support with the Zimbabwe National Parks for the prevention of poaching these gentle giants.
We're on a game drive now, and we're alongside now a big male elephant, and he's got a tracking collar on, and yeah, just enjoying, absolutely enjoying. So we're here at campsite number 4 in Mucheni. I've got a hippo going off in the background, and we've just rolled into camp. How splendid is that? Absolutely golden. We've got the sun setting behind us, and where would you rather be than the Mucheni campsite? It is absolutely wild, guys. There are no ablution facilities at campsite number 4. Campsite number 3 has a rudimentary long drop, and campsite 1 and 2 are taken up by tour operators. We're here enjoying the mighty Zambezi. It's simply fantastic.
We are camped right alongside the Zambezi River, and we're quite close to a really big sausage tree. And for those of you who ever do go and camp underneath the sausage tree, be very, very careful. Sausage tree, if one of those fruit fall, and it is in season to fall, it can take you out. Sausage fruit is a dangerous thing. And there are some pretty big ones in the tree that we are very close to. I heard them falling last night. Maybe 2 of them fell. So, yeah, always be cautious when you close to a sausage tree. Last night we had an elephant come right into campsite. I don't know, about maybe 3 o'clock. And, so silent, He touched my tent. And then he walked right through the middle of camp, and yeah, just beautiful. I've just woken up, and I thought I'd show you the view. Look at the view out of my tent. I mean, it's stunning.
Fishing the Zambezi River in monopools is allowed, but be sure to get your fishing permit at the Nyamepi reception desk. It costs $5 per day of fishing per person. And on this trip, like most, for me, the tigers just weren't on the bite. And yes, I'm sticking with this reasoning. We're just sitting here in camp, and lo and behold, we've just had an extremely wild encounter that leaves you almost speechless. We've got this hippo, and they've just come down off the bank, and it's busy grazing right in front of us. We're being extremely cautious not to put ourselves between it and the water, and we're just moving very slowly and keeping it down. She's in the background now, just happily munching grass, and it's quite surprising just how much grass they actually eat. It's been going on now for about an hour, and what a privilege, eh? What a privilege, and somewhat spoiled, to be quite honest. And there's just something about camping alongside a big river like this. You know, when you go to bed at night, you sleep proper. We had a lion roaring maybe a kilometer away from camp, just in the tree line, in the thick of the tree line, and that's not far at all. But yeah, what a splendid place, and wild camping at its best, with very, very wild encounters. I woke up and have got a slow puncture, so we've got to try and sort that out today. I'm sure a plug or two will be able to sort it out. But just happy to be here. Today we chill in camp. Maybe we go for a game drive this afternoon. So the car is running. We've just been running the compressor. Obviously I've got a puncture. I rolled the car a little bit forward, and the pressure went from 1.9 bar to 0 within minutes. And now the air compressor is not filling up the tire because it's completely deflated. So John has just recently purchased this Gore-Tex scissor jack, and it's extremely heavy duty. It's a very heavy jack to carry around, but this thing is absolutely unbelievable. It can go really, really high to match your chassis or high lift jack point. We found a small little hole from a crack. Could have been from old age, wear and tear, or I could have hit a stump yesterday. But yeah, what an impressive jack, the Gore-Tex scissor jack. Go and have a look-see and find out more about it online. It's a really impressive jack, and I'm quite happy to be using it at the moment. So magic to be on the Zambezi. We've got hippo going off in the background, and every time I want to film,
they decide to let themselves be known. So we've just finished up sorting out the tire now, and I didn't realize this, but the cut was quite big. We ended up using 8 plugs, anything above 5 plugs. The first recommendations that I would make is get to your nearest tire fitment center and get them to either do a proper job on the repair or replace the tire. The job is done now. I've got a tire pressure monitoring system. I have mine sitting up on my dashboard, and it gives you a true reflection of just what's happening with your tire pressures. So have a look at getting a TPMS. It will save your tire and could save your life. But guys, this is our last evening at Mucheni campsite number 4. We've got elephants moving in the background, hippos singing, the Zambezi river, good mates, good times, and real wild encounters. Absolutely golden. I'm going to be sad to be leaving this spot tomorrow, but Jono and I, we move on to Masvingo, where we go to Lake Kyle, but looking forward to taking you on the adventures. This is what can happen if you don't walk around with a headlight torch. Last night I was talking to the guys and I tripped over a piece of wood, and there was another piece of wood just above my head, and I went straight into it with my nose. And the guys are saying it's quite bad, eh? Thank goodness we've got Surgeon John here, and yeah, he's trying to get it sorted out as best as he can. But yeah, so let that be a lesson to you. Always move around your campsite with the headlight torch. This can happen. Always be prepared for injuries. You get a great medical kit, maybe just show them there, Bruce.
So this is John's medical kit. Look, he's qualified to use these things, we're not, but you do need the basics at least. You need plasters, things that can get you to the nearest help. And maybe doing a first aid course is not a bad idea.
So we are still in Mana Pools, and we've had actually quite a fruitful morning in terms of game viewing. Zebra, we saw some kudu in the distance, lots of impala, some big baboons. Anyways, we're following a road that takes us to Kangapan, and we're not too far now from Kangapan, and then we're hoping, and Tracks for Africa doesn't show it, and we're hoping that it connects up with the main road so that we can obviously exit. If it doesn't, well, then we've got quite a way to backtrack, which means then that we have to make a plan, because that's a big drive. We've just done quite a big drive. We've been driving for about an hour and a half, and I tell you, the road we're driving to Kangapan, wow, true sense of adventure, true sense of adventure, and just absolutely a 4x4 enthusiast's off-road overlanding adventurous dream.
I'm going to use the trusty Indeflate unit. If you don't know about this unit, go and do some research. It's an amazing little unit. It allows you to inflate and deflate 2 tires simultaneously. So I just really like it. It's just really nifty and it works very well. Taking the long way out of Mana Pools and with spirits a bit down, we make it to the main road and begin the hard drive to Harare. This 395-kilometer drive takes 6.5 hours to do, but with a fantastic lunch stop at Saucy Sue's, the tough, narrow roads bloated with all the trucks add an hour and a half to your estimated arrival times.
Okay, so it's morning and we are in the most unusual of circumstances with the most friendliest and amazing of people. We are here at Padenga and I met up with my now good friend Graeme. Thank you so much for hosting the 3 of us last night, and yeah, we'll never do that sort of thing justice. I really appreciate you opening up your office space and allowing us to pull out on the grass, sit around a fire, set up camp in your backyard in the middle of Harare. Just really awesome. Yeah, making up a cup of coffee for the boys now. And again, Graeme, Caroline, Corinne, you guys, it was really lekker to make new friends, sit around a fire with like-minded people, share stories, have good laughs, and just enjoy. And I think that shows a really massive growth for the overlanding spirit, and hopefully one day I can repay the favor, my mate. But yeah, absolutely, no, spot on. But let's get this cup of coffee going.
Graeme arrives early morning to assist with my damaged tire, and in the process rolls in with this beaut. A well-balanced, practically engineered and well-kitted Toyota 79 Series Land Cruiser, single cab, designed by the bullet himself, Overland build pioneer Paul Marsh. This overlanding rig is definitely one to drool over, and yes, this is an active overlanding vehicle, recently done for a round trip to visit Zimbabwe's most remote places.
This is an absolute adventure just to get out of Harare. I tell you guys, I don't know where we at. We're trying to get to Masvingo. The traffic is unbelievable. A lot of the traffic lights don't work. A lot of the roads are in really major need for repair. It looks like we've come in to a dead end, so we're gonna have to turn around. But yeah, I tell you, man, wow. Thank goodness we've got Graeme, my mate in Zimbabwe. He's based here. He's a tour operator, and I'll leave all his information down below. I think when coming to Zimbabwe, he would be my first point of contact going forward, just to find out what's doable, what kind of trip I want to do, and get all the plans for that trip made. A chap with a wealth of knowledge for Zimbabwe, and someone very passionate about overlanding, adventure traveling, and opening up Zimbabwe to foreign travelers to go and see the beauties of some of these places. And I mean, there are plenty in Zimbabwe, plenty. But yeah, just be careful if you do come to the major cities. The traffic, I just never realized, is unbelievable. It's almost on the brink of sheer chaos. So much, my man. I look forward to joining you on your flippin' amazing adventure. Dixon, thanks again, brother. You got us out of the jam. Thank you. Okay, thank you. All right, so we've got to press on to Masvingo. Take it easy when you're on the Zimbabwe ride. But we're looking forward to the drive. It's going to take about 3 hours or so. We're not in a rush.
Getting out of Harare somewhat late, we hit the road and drive the 295 kilometers to Masvingo, where I would be spending 2 nights. This is a fairly easy 4-hour drive, but on this stretch, watch out for buses, taxis, trucks, and the occasional roadworks. Finally, and for the first time on this trip, we arrive at our destination with daylight to spare, and what a pleasure. How was the drive today, bud?
Yeah, spectacular. Look, a couple of the roads were horrible. Lots of potholes, trucks galore, some really nasty drivers. Getting out of Harare was a mission impossible, but we actually managed, and it went quite well thanks to Graeme. And it's been yeah, getting into this place is like immediate de-stress zone. It's just absolutely magnificent. Banana leaf trees as you enter, the sun shining magnificently. I tell you, it's just it's worth a visit if you're coming. And staff exceptionally friendly, welcoming. There's a kitchen where you can prepare stuff. There's camping sites. There's tents where you can lodge. It's really a great setup. Really great setup.
So, what a day it's been. We are here at Romelda Retreat Lodge and campsites, and it is right on Lake, and I think this is how you pronounce it, Mutirikwi, which used to be known as Lake Kyle. Being here now with the sun just setted behind those gomos in the background, that mountain range, wow. We have a fish eagle going off in the background, and this lake is so calm. Just really special to be here with John. Unfortunately, it's John's last night. Tomorrow morning he wakes up and has the arduous task of getting through Beitbridge border post, but I'm sure he'll be fine. He'll have Tapiwa with him. But it's been a blast, John. It's been a really good time, and I'm glad you've enjoyed it, and I know you have. We've had an adventurous experience. We've had wild encounters, some of which we will never forget. And I think that just makes these kinds of moments special. I'm going to stay here for another night after, explore the area, and just have an adventure. Cheers, Jono.
Thank you for the adventure, bro.
Looking
forward to the next one, eh?
Travel safe, my man.
You too, brother. God bless you, man.
Cheers.
Stay safe, man. Don't forget to take pictures and everything like that.
100%. Okay, so I actually just wanted to show you something that might be useful to a lot of you out there. It might not be, but this is how I use the Garmin when I'm alone. In fact, on all my travels, this is pretty much how I use my Garmin, accessing the Tracks for Africa maps, which has absolutely been really spot on. But this is how to use it. I go where to, I go Tracks for Africa, I go all categories, and then I enter in search. And in this instance I'm going to the Great Zimbabwe ruins, and then I type it in, and there it is there, Great Zimbabwe ruins, and I click on that and it tells me 20 kilometers to go, and I hit go. It tries to find the satellites, and there you go, ready to rock and roll. But yeah, let's head to the dam wall at Lake Mutirikwi, and then onto the Great Zimbabwe ruins. Magic. I'm busy traveling to Lake Mutirikwi's dam wall. Apparently it's accessible and it's quite something to see. And as I'm driving along here under what looks like the Miombo woodlands, all alone, I really feel the adventure begin to kick in. Now, as you guys know, traveling alone is not really my thing, and I'm really looking forward to this part of the journey. But as I drive along the Lake Mutirikwi's shoreline, I just got to show you this. Let's get to the dam wall and have a look at this. What a road and what an adventure. Absolutely spectacular. The sheer size of it, 7.5 meters wide on the top, and it's 68 meters deep, the dam wall, and it is something to see. Have a look at this. What a sight, what an absolute sight. The dam lake at the moment is 99% full. Very, very special place. A lot of wind, so I had to hold the cameras tight for fear of them blowing out of my hand. A lot of wind blowing through this gorge, and what a special place, absolutely special. Really, really something to see. Let's get to the UNESCO World Heritage Site, that is the Great Zimbabwe Ruins.
Front of the camera is a guide called Miriam. So Miriam is going to take you around. I think we are going to take 1.5 to 2 hours together, but it all depends on our pace. If you are slow, you are going to take more time. If you are faster, you are going to take less. This is called inner perimeter wall. It was a main gate, or their main gate, to link men and women who stayed that side. So there used to be a guard who monitored the movement of people. So everyone who wanted to go up there and see the king was supposed to book first.
The Great Zimbabwe Ruins is an engineering feat to visit. It is believed that the ruins served as a kingdom to the Gokomere culture, the ancestors of the modern Shona in Zimbabwe. The constructions of these immense stone walls started in the 11th century and was continued for over 300 years.
Gee, that's a thick base, eh?
Very thick. But at the Great Enclosure, you're going to see that it's more than this.
Really?
Some other areas is 5-6 meters wide at the base.
The structures are some of the oldest and largest in southern Africa and are the second oldest to the structures found in the Mapungubwe area found in South Africa. It is believed that this settlement was home to 18,000 people, and the Stone City spans an area of 7.2 kilometers.
So it's quite tricky walking down, but the king and his priests and nobles, they lived up on the hill in what looked like an impressive building like Fort Knox. I think if there ever were a war here, then the place to be would be up here for sure. And then subsequently, because the culture and tribe believed in polygamy, each king could have up to 200 wives. And what he did was he built an area of the eastern side of where we are now, down below in the valley. He built it for his queen and subsequent princesses and subsequent queens, and it's that's where we're heading to now. But I tell you, this has been an eye-opener for me as I walk through these magnificent structures built by hand. This must have been really hard work, and there's a whole process as to how it's believed they built these or created these near perfect rectangular rock blocks. And they would go and put water on the granite koppies or smooth surfaces, heat it up with fire, put water on, and it would crack or explode. And if you know granite, that's what it does when you change the temperatures fairly rapidly. And they would peel off the layers and then create these blocks. And old Miriam's quite fast, but I got a bit of a sore knee here and I'm trying to keep up with her. But wow, do yourselves a favor, you come to Zimbabwe, get to Masvingo and get to the Great Zimbabwe ruins. You won't be disappointed. It is insane, absolutely insane. A piece of history from long ago, and you walk on the footpaths of kings, soldiers, priests, wise men, and followers. It's just something special. It really is. What a privilege to be doing this. A big thanks to Miriam. She's been an absolute legend, and she's like a rock rabbit. Well, I thought those walls up there on that kopje was something else. This is absolutely design and profession and precision. I mean, look at these rocks, look at the gaps of these rocks. I mean, just think about what's going on here 800 years ago. Look at this. I find that truly, truly amazing. The craftsmanship, how each block fits together without any mortar. Nothing. I mean, look at this.
Wow. Quite amazing right inside. Look at the parallel passage. We have double walling. So the parallel passage was used by men. Right at the end, they could circumcise boys. Right inside, the queen was supposed to educate girls on morals and values. Right? Cool. So we are going to start off with the parallel passage.
There's cool air coming out of there, eh?
Mm-hmm. It's light at the end.
So you can't see it.
You
But
can see light at the end.
I don't know when the last time Miriam bent down there was. But Miriam, there is light down there.
Yeah.
That's about a 6-meter base.
11 meters going up.
11 meters going up.
Mm-hmm. Put your hand, you can actually like to invite you all to come to Great Zimbabwe World Heritage Site and see things on your own. It's just amazing. You won't believe that, but Ryan has seen it all, and you need to ask him wherever he is. Thank you.
That was pretty awesome, if I'm very honest with you. It cost me $16 to enter, 6 of which goes to the tour guide. You don't have to go with a tour guide, so you can just pay the flat $10 rate to enter in as a South African tourist. I'm so glad I did this, and so nice to learn a bit of history about the Bantu people and how they built this incredible structure, really. But anyways, I think let's get back to Romelda retreat. So I just got back from what was a really great day. The road from Romelda retreat to the Great Zimbabwe ruins takes about an hour and a half to do, and such a pleasure to come back to a place like Romelda retreat and just relax in what has to be luxury when compared to what we've been through and what we've been doing the last couple of days. Romelda retreat has got 6 luxury tents, and there's two ways you can do it. You can either book out the whole 6 luxury tents or half, and I believe 3 luxury tents is $180 a day. They also have 3 really nice looking, clean, well gardened and manicured grass campsites, and those have a communal ablution facility. Each campsite comes with a braai, and you've got a nice little lapa area that you can sit under and enjoy the evening. What's also quite surprising is I found for $70 a night there's a 2-roomed, 2-bathroomed, both of which are en suite, for $70 a night, and that's a cottage up at the top. And I tell you what, the views, doesn't matter which way you look from this lodge, it's absolutely stunning. Look, I've enjoyed myself here at Romelda Retreat. I think it makes a great stop if you are going to the Great Zimbabwe ruins. If you're traveling up to Harare, then definitely worth a stop, especially for 2 nights. And if you're a big time person into fishing, then why not? Bass fishing here apparently is excellent. And if you're looking to get away for some serenity, peace and quiet, clear the mind, and have a couple of options to do great activities around the lake, then this is an absolute fantastic spot and a gem to stay over. Zimbabwe, you gotta love it, and I'm having a really fantastic time meeting good people and seeing new places. Tomorrow I wake up and I begin to make the trip to Matopus, and I'm really looking forward to that. I think it's going to be excellent with the granite koppies there that make really stunning silhouettes within the sky, and structurally amazing to just look at. Let's see what happens tomorrow. I'm looking forward to it. It's quite a long drive, I believe, but yeah, now I'm going to enjoy my cup of coffee, feeling a bit tired from a long day's driving and activities, and watch the sun as it begins to set over what has to be one of the most impressive lakes I've seen. Cheers.
Thank you to my Patreons. Sign up and help me get out on the next adventure. Link in the description below. Stay tuned for scenes from the next episode.
Come down from Bulawayo all the way here. We've turned left.
I'm Ryan Crocker, and this is 4x4 Ventures. Till the next one, stay safe, keep trucking, and I'll see you out there. Cheers. This adventure supported by Lacie, Indeflate, Cross Country Insurance, brought to you by the financial consultants Netsure.